McKenna. Our second child was born with a debilitating disease, and after several years of ruling things out, we got her diagnosis. And at the time, I'm a social worker by trade, so at the time I was working in a completely different field. And wonderful neurologist we'd been working with out of Rush Press, St. Luke's, Chicago, gave me her diagnosis. He gave it to me over the phone. Tells me that our daughter probably won't live past the age of 10 or 11. People ask me a lot how I found hospice, and hospice found me. So I switched career paths at that point, and started working for a very large hospice company. And I actually, in my tenure, worked for 3 of the largest hospice companies, national chains. And I learned really good things from each one of them. And I learned things that I just questioned. Why are we doing it this way? It didn't make sense. But I just knew that no parent, no spouse, no child, no husband or wife should get that kind of news over a phone. It didn't make sense to me. So I started my hospice career, and I quickly realized how much I loved it. So I had to look at that person looking back at me in the mirror and say, you've been complaining for quite a while about our healthcare system being broken. What are you going to do about it? And I figured, well, I better shut up or do something. So in that 2 weeks that I turned in my notice, I reached out to some really good people and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking. No reason we can't do it. And Legacy was born. When my daughter, we lost her in 2018, and when she was literally the last days of her life, Chloe, one of our music therapists, came down, and McKenna had not really opened her eyes or engaged, and Chloe started playing You Are My Sunshine. I was giving my husband and her sister a moment. She opened her eyes and she smiled. There's no way you can tell me that those therapies should be left out. So we need help volunteering for some of our patients whose families may be non-existent. Maybe they're too far away. Maybe they just don't have any family. We don't want people to die alone. And there's just not enough of us to be able to just sit and be still, to hold somebody's hand, to sing a song to them, to pray with them, just to be. And those moments, you don't get a do-over. Those are just so important, and that's why we're here. So that's my story.
My name is Daniel Lopez-Tan. I am a member of Crossway Church for the last couple years, and part of the family here. I also work for Legacy Hospice and have been a medical director for them. Being a Christ follower, there's many opportunities to serve the Lord in missions or any kind of service that you can think of. But end-of-life care for families and for patients is a great opportunity that you may not have thought about. We minister to patients and families at the end of life and walk hand in hand with them. I just want to share a story. I was at the bedside of an elderly man who had all his faculties and was very bright and was clearly fearful that he was at the end of life. And he asked me, "Hey doc, how come you're always happy? And it seems like you have all this energy to take care of all these patients." And he said, "How do you do that?" And I said, "Well, I have my faith in Jesus Christ, and my hope lies in Him. And so I'm less afraid of sickness and death and all these difficult things that you're going through." And somehow he gave me a big smile. As a part of Legacy Hospice, I felt like there's a strong calling for us to serve in this end-of-life care, it's a great opportunity for us to witness our faith in Jesus Christ.